Hello, everybody, and welcome to another free live preview of California Psychics, where we spend 1 full hour answering your audience questions to show you exactly what it's like to get a reading with us here at California Psychics. I am your host today, and we are joined by one of our fantastic, top-rated, and one of our fan favorites here at California Psychics, Psychic Marin. How are you doing today, Marin?
Hey, everybody. Hi, Carson. Well, this is fall. It is my season. I love the fall. This morning I was driving around. All the maple trees are turning red. We've got a nice little bit of rain. And I was actually just telling Carson, it is my birthday this week. So it's, like I said, my time of year. I love this fall season.
Yes, it's going to be an amazing live stream today. Then we got some birthday energy from Marin. If you also want to wish her a happy birthday in the chat, that'll be a good way to get us started today. But before we do get started with our live stream today and answering some of our audience questions, I want to list off a few bits of information to get us started. If you click the link in the description of the live stream you're watching right now, you can pull up Psychic Marin's profile on CaliforniaPsychics.com and check out our website all in one go. If you are wanting to book with Psychic Marin for that one-on-one reading experience after seeing a free preview of her abilities today and some of the questions she'll answer, make sure to stick around for when we shout out her exact schedule and the ways to reach her the next time she'll be online on California Psychics. Now, lastly, before we get started, I want to list off some ground rules for questions that we will be able to answer today through our audience questions. Unfortunately, we are not able to answer any legal or medical questions here at California Psychics, and this includes during our live streams. For medical, this can include treatments, medications, pregnancies, and fertility questions. And for legal, this can include court cases, custody battles, and just general court decisions. If you do ask about another person, please make sure you at least include their first name, because this will allow Psychic Marin to connect faster and more accurately answer your question during today's live stream. But without any further ado, we can begin answering questions. But I do want to say thank you, everybody, for answering the poll that we started this week. It was very nice to see all the insightful answers, and I was able to record some of these down. So, and also a bunch of happy birthday messages as well, Marin, for you. So I just want to shout that out, and thank you, everybody. But yes, thank you for answering those poll questions, and I'm sure I will be able to share that with yes, people within California Psychics to make your experience better. So thank you for starting that. But let's get into questions that we are able to answer today. Marin, let's get us started with Haley. Haley is asking a very simple and general question, and you might want to pull a card for this one too. But okay, when do you see her finding love and hopefully the one?
Okay, I was just told March, but I am happy to do a card as well. I am told often or shown timelines. So I just was going to go with early March is what they're showing me. But Hangman is the card for you today. A lot of people, when they first see this Hangman, they think that the card looks like this. Actually, no. And I know this isn't a Tarot Thursday. Join me over on Instagram for Tarot Thursdays. We're not going to spend too much time on these cards today. But this is the Hanged Man. You are stuck. So it kind of parallels your question about relationships. They're showing me, though, that this is not a reconciliation. This isn't somebody that's coming back. This is new, and it's going to be early March of next year.
Amazing. Great way to start us off. And thank you, Haley, for joining us. Our next question will come from Tanya, excuse me. Happy birthday to you, Marin. Do you see things progressing between her and Bobby?
And Bobby, give me just a second with Bobby. Not until right after the beginning of the year in January, then I slowly start to see it. But boy, this looks like it's very adversarial. The reason why I say that is because it feels like I'm going to give a little bit and then I'm going to pull back and wait for you to chase me. And so I see this pattern back and forth, and it just looks extremely frustrating. After holidays, early January, then I start to see a little bit more of a pace and momentum. But I think that this is just kind of par for the course with what I'm shown with the two of you, is that it's going to be a lot of this back and forth, very slow. But I still see this progressing into early next year. Hold on, summer starts to really fade around August, but I still see you in each other's lives. So as long as this pace is suitable, they're showing me that it's still progressing.
Awesome. And we hope this does resonate with you. So thank you for stopping by as well. Our next question comes from Valerie, who's asking another love-related question. Will she and Martin be reconciling? Is there a future with us and a commitment coming up?
Yes, there is. And this was a pretty serious connection, because as soon as I got your energy, you've got an ancestor that's not on your side, that's on his side. So an ancestor in connection with your partner that they're showing me helping and assisting with this. It's a female that's helping him. And I just, for some reason, I got an image of 1, 2, 3 rings. And I'm curious, is that like perhaps a third marriage, or is there a ring set? I mean, I know traditionally a ring set's 2, but I just got 1, 2, 3 rings, and I'm trying to understand the symbolism of that. Usually my guides don't communicate like that. So I'm curious if perhaps it's a third marriage, or have you been engaged before, not really coming to fruition? But they're saying yes. Summer is when, hold on, let me see if I can get June. I get that there's a larger family gathering. It's outdoors, and I'm shown that that's when the proposal's occurring, but I'm getting June of next year. So I'm hoping you've got very active guides that are talking. And so I hope that that's giving you enough information. But yes, there's a reconciliation timeline for that looks like that's even starting in December, very slowly. By January, full speed ahead, and then June is when I get the engagement. So let me know about the 3 rings. I'm curious about what that means.
Yes, Valerie, hopefully that message does resonate with you. And we want to thank you for stopping by for your question as well. Our next one for you, Marin, is from Patty. Patty is asking very simply for a career related question. When will she be getting a job? Any insight is appreciated.
Oh, Patty. Okay. One second, because I'm trying to see what the issue is, what the hurdle is. They're showing me mid-December, but I'm trying to get what the hang up is or what the hurdle was. And I'm questioning if you were actually trying to start your own business, or nope, they're saying that's in addition to. So there's something that you're doing in addition to getting an actual job with a company, permanent employment, and it doesn't look like it's full time at first. And so I feel like it's more of a 3/4 time. That is around the 10th, 12th of December. I'm really good with timelines. So just make a note of those dates, because that's when I see you starting. But there's showing something in addition to that. And I'm trying to get, is it artistic? Is it creative? Is it selling? Is there something you're making? Because I get like a supplemental income that's on the side, but that is going to be something you're doing in conjunction with this as well. So you're not trading one for the other. You're still going to be doing both. So mid-December is when that shifts. Financially, you want to know, like, financial stability is not till about August of next year. So there must be some expenses or things to level out. And so by August, that's when you really feel like I've got money in savings. I'm doing well. I can breathe, maybe spend a little bit. But yeah, you've got about a 6-month window until you're really back on track.
All right. We got some great answers to start us off. So thank you, Marin.
Patty.
And thank you, Patty, for joining us today. Our next question comes from Casey. Casey from YouTube is asking, when will she be hearing from or see Jackson the next?
Oh. Do you have concert tickets? Is there an event or a concert that you are going to in the month of December? Because they're showing me that you're going to see each other at the tail end of November, but instantly they're fast forwarding this to December, and there's I hope I'm not giving away a surprise, because that is that time of year. But there's something when I'm looking at the middle of December that's a music concert event, and then from that point on, it looks very consistent. December is just a little choppier with you being able to be around each other. So I don't know if there's a geographical distance, but it still looks like the relationship's solid.
She does say he's in a band, and she goes to concerts a lot. So.
Shoot, I was hoping there was something. No, they're fighting me on this, and thank you for that share and giving me a little bit more validation. But that's not quite it. This is something where it feels like there's a surprise, or there's tickets, or in addition to him and musicality and concerts that you might be doing in support of him, this is something that he's going to have tickets for, something that he's surprising you and going to, and it feels like it's kind of like a getaway, or just the two of you. So despite that, there's something else.
I was going to say, it does seem like it's matching, because Casey saying that she does not have anything planned yet, though. But if that does, hopefully Marin did not ruin a surprise coming up. So if you do happen to get some tickets, definitely act a little bit surprised. Yes, Casey is thinking around mid-December for like a concert together.
Yes, so, mid-December. Yeah. But I wanted to say I appreciated the comment about the fact that he is in a band, or there is a lot of concerts, because one of the things I was having a hard time pinning down is it looks like there's a lot of travel or bouncing around, or that the two of you are farther apart from each other, so you can't physically be together all the time or see him all the time. So that kind of answered why it felt like it was a little harder to see each other consistently. But December is when I'm getting just a fun surprise with the two of you, and you feeling like you're getting a little bit more of that one-on-one attention.
Yes, she's mentioning he lives about an hour away, so that might be why there's a little bit of that bouncing around as well, as you were saying.
Yeah, this looks like it's more of like rather than just saying it's an artist like her. I mean, we all know the celebrity that is she's traveling all over right now and very well known for her concerts, but this isn't that type of concert. This feels more like it's a laser light show music. Kind of feels like a little more of a, when I first started to describe it, I specifically said like an event or something where I'm getting that it's more than just an artist singing. There's lasers and there's lights and there's like a music show. So it might be something that's like holiday themed as well. But think of it more as like a huge production rather than just like you're going to a little hole in the wall pub where there's a singer with a guitar. That's not it. This is like the lights and the smoke and the mirrors and everything. So like Vegas show. Think Vegas show. That's the energy that I'm getting for mid-December.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, Casey, this does resonate with you, and we want to thank you for stopping by today. Our next question, real quick, is going to be from Diana, who is asking, will Sarah and Diana be in a real relationship? If so, can you possibly say when, and when the two of them can expect the next contact with each other?
So you've got a little ways. Early February is when I get that label of it being an official relationship. I still see there being communication, but very, very hot and cold. I hold on, there was something else I was trying to get. It was right on the tip of my tongue, and I don't want to lose this. Um, oh, shucks. Um, I'm gonna just tiptoe around this because we can't really discuss health matters or get into this, but what you're showing me at the very beginning of the year is this massive, like, introverted cleanse, purge, healthcare. I mean, everybody does that around New Year's, right? Like that's kind of common, but this is something that feels like it's specifically in relationship to this person and almost like you're doing something together, trying to get really healthy or accountability with each other, but more so than just like the typical cliche of I want to lose 10 pounds or do a cleanse or get healthy for New Year's. This is like a major lifestyle overhaul for both of you. And so, without going into too many details about all of that, that was something that they kept showing me. And the reason why that's important is because it kind of helps bond the two of you. So, instead of this just being a relationship that's very back and forth, this feels like now you've got something else that's really holding the two of you together. There's this glue, and you're constantly talking and supporting each other and really trying to get healthy on a very serious level for both of you. So just think about some lifestyle changes that you're going to be modifying at the beginning of the year, and that's going to lead to you really getting close and that love with the two of you.
Amazing. That was a great answer, Marin. And thank you, Diana, for stopping by with your question as well. Now, right before we get into Ishmeta's question, I believe I recognize you from Tarot Thursday, one of the events that Marin also does with us on some Thursdays on Instagram Live. So go ahead and follow us on Instagram too if you want to see more of Marin besides just these free live previews on Mondays. But I did want to take a pause real quick and shout out the best ways to reach Psychic Marin on CaliforniaPsychics.com or our California Psychics app. Now, you can connect with her through phone call. And if you want to click the link in the description of the live stream you're watching right now, this will also pull up Psychic Marin's profile on CaliforniaPsychics.com, as well as the ability to book an appointment with her or hop right into her call queue. Because Marin, when is the very next time you're going to be online and ready for that one-on-one reading experience away from the live stream with a guaranteed answer to the audience questions and your regular schedule throughout the week?
Yeah, I will be on about an hour after this live. I can't hop on right away. Usually I try to, but I'm going to be on about an hour once this live wraps up. I'll be on for 5-6 hours, like way into the evening, just to accommodate everybody on the different time zones. And then for the remainder of this week, I am working every day but Tuesday. And I'm even working on my birthday. So come spend my birthday with me, November 15th. I am working on my birthday just because I love my job and I don't mind working. So hopefully there's some great energy on that day if you want to get a reading on the 15th. But I will be on every day this week but Tuesday. And I typically always break up my schedule to where I have half the day in the afternoon and then again in the evening for all the time zones.
Amazing. And if you missed any of that information, again, you can click the link in the description and that will pull up Psychic Marin's profile on californiapsychics.com so you can book that appointment with her, or you could call our customer service line and say, hey, I'm trying to book with Psychic Marin. Can you help me out? And they will get you booked at an appointment slot that works for both you and Marin. So if you are wanting to get that first reading with us or your next reading with us here at California Psychics, you can always get it with Psychic Marin after seeing a little bit of a free preview of her abilities today. And we still have a lot of time left in this full hour. So, and our next question comes from Ishmeta. Ishmeta is from Tarot Thursday, and she is asking when will she be seeing Talvinder soon? And what day, if you could possibly say? Will the meetups between the two of them be more consistent? And she would love an update.
And thank you for joining me here today. And your guides are playing a little bit of a tricky game with me because I kept getting Thursday, Sunday. So I'm worried that you might actually have plans for Thursday, or that something's like like you're forcing something on Thursday and it doesn't end up happening. It happens on Sunday instead. I apologize if I said Tuesday. I'm getting Thursday, Sunday. So I think something's going to be postponed till actually Sunday. I don't see that it's going to be much longer after that for consistency with the two of you. But I do feel like there is a mental compromise when I'm connecting with him, and it feels like I know I need to give you time. I've neglected this, but my head's not really there. And that's what I feel like is going to be the issue or the glitch, which ends up probably that the two of you are going to meet on Sunday than the original time frame that you're planning Thursday. Mental state of mind looks like in about 2-3 weeks, then you start to become more of that focus again. So just give him an out for this little period of time. But it does feel like the relationship's going to get really strong throughout December. I think you're going to be really happy at the remainder of this year and around holiday time. So I know that we talk as well, and I welcome any phone calls, but I think you guys are good for right now. Unless there's any details you want to chat with me about later, I'll be on. But I think things are going to be pretty smooth sailing for the two of you, minus this little weekend glitch.
Yes, and she's saying thank you, and also I want to say thank you, Marin, for that answer as well, and Ishmeta for that question.
Yeah,
Our next one is going to be coming from Charlotte. Thank you, Charlotte, for joining us today. She is asking about Tyler. She's not sure if it's a temporary fling between her and Tyler or if the feelings are genuine from inside. Can you reveal what the future holds between Charlotte and Tyler? And thank you for helping her during a tough time, and she appreciates it. Happy birthday in advance, Marin, as well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your kindness. But you're in a kind of a triangle situation, and I'm not sure how far along this relationship is with the two of you that's growing and growing. It feels like it's very, still trying to sort out a lot of hurdles. There's somebody else that I'm getting that's still in the equation, and I feel like this person, is very persistent, and that's part of the reason why I get this, like I'm not fully 100% able to assume this relationship. Like I'm still dangling, I'm still dragging it on and on. So by the end of December, very early January, you'll start to see your situation change. I don't think that it's just a fling. However, I think it's going to feel like that till about late January for you, and it's because I think that he's trying to delay his ability to start a relationship with you and be this man of integrity. I think he's still kind of having fun being in connection with this other person, but not wanting to give them a relationship. So he's waiting for that to very gently fade and then for something new to start after the new year. So if you hang in there without being too really clingy or pushy, I feel like that naturally is gonna end, and then you become more of the central figure in his life mid-January.
All right. Thank you, Charlotte, for joining us. And hopefully that message does resonate with you. Our next question, real quick, comes from Heather, who's asking a love-related question, I believe so, in terms of her and Dave. When will she be seeing Dave again? Yeah. Will she be seeing Dave again? And if so, when?
Yours is a tricky one, because I'm counting and counting and trying to find him and trying to look, and I see the two of you connecting in December. But I just gotta warn you, like, I really don't feel like this is the relationship that you are ending up in, because when I see you in May of next year, it's with a different gentleman, and he's got um, much more of a rugged feel, a little bit more muscular build and taller. This guy that I see you trying to pursue this relationship with feels like he just won't commit. And I don't see him wanting to move. He's not willing to live together. He doesn't want to change his life. So there's such a stubborn energy. And I feel like you're trying, this person's in your life all the way up till February, March. April is when I see you meeting this new guy, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's involved with agricultural or like even beekeeping. I keep seeing these images of like hives in the background. I know this is kind of a lot of detail, but I see pasture and hives and a lot of like orchards and trees, and I don't know if he's tending to bees or the trees or orchard or farming, but that's the person that I'm seeing you becoming involved with in early May. So keep your eyes peeled for that, and I hope that you can let let the situation with Dave start to gently fade. I know that that might be easier said than done, but I just don't see how, no matter how much time and energy you're investing in this, I just don't see it being reciprocated.
She
Sorry.
is saying thank you for that answer as well. So thank you, Heather, for stopping by as well. Um, our next question comes from Cheryl. You may recognize Cheryl. She says you're one of her favorite readers. Can't go wrong with a reading with Marin, and I agree with that sentiment. She is asking very simply, what is Anthony's current energy between the two of them?
Um, Okay, Cheryl, give me a second because it's very playful, but it's also very distant. That's kind of an oxymoron because it feels like tease energy. I'm here, but then I'm going to pull back and disappear. But then I'm here, and I feel like it's a little bit of a stall tactic because I know that he's more worried about what's expected in the months ahead and with holidays and gift giving. He's one of those fellas that just really overwhelms himself and overthinks. By January, then everything's normal and very solid again. But I think that December is going to feel like it's very playful, fun, but not physically as close as you might like, but still good communication. So I think that you can relax a little bit, but know that January it starts feeling a little bit better if you're concerned about not seeing each other as much in December.
All right. Cheryl, hopefully that did resonate with you. And thank you for stopping by as well.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Our next question is from Eric. And thank you for your question, Eric. He's asking, will him and, two separate questions. Will him and his father, Steve, reconcile? Eric and Steve. And then also, so we'll answer that one quickly. And then there's a love related question with some other names.
Okay. The relationship with your father slowly starts to mend in February, but this is like you've got 8 9 months. I mean, it's pretty much the majority of all of next year that I'm seeing that. So there's an initial sense of peace, but then trying to break older patterns. And I think the hardest thing or the most important thing for you is you being more of the initiator for communication after that initial healing process. So by February, March on, if you can just make some little check boxes or remind yourself the 1st and the 15th of the month, or something where there's a consistency. I'm going to do something thoughtful, or I'm going to bring back lunch or do something nice, because I just see that he's really going to test. And I think that you are going to have to be the one to act first, and slowly that ice starts to melt away, and then he's not such an ice king and he's a little bit more receptive. But at first you are going to be the one that has to do the work, and I really encourage you to do that work because I do see it paying off for you.
All right. Hopefully that does resonate with you, Eric. The next part of his question, and we'll answer this a little bit quickly so that way we have time for other questions. But
Okay.
can you tell him the strongest connection between three girls? He likes three girls named Sarah, Jacqueline, and Tarika. Can you
There's a
tell us what is the one that he will probably end up with?
none of those girls. There's a V. I was gonna say there's a Vanessa or a Van. I think it's a Vanessa. But this is not until, hold on, February, late February, March. None of these relationships are going to be the end result in the person you end up with. There's a V name, and I think that she's coming into your life towards the later part of February or early March. Now, not to confuse you, I'm going to go really fast. I think that those other people will still be in your life, but when you meet this person, it's a friend of a family member, and how you're introduced. She's just going to keep being persistent and calling, and eventually you give her that attention. So you're going to be surprised with this one, or not.
All right. So thank you, Eric, for your questions today, and hopefully they did resonate with you. Next one is for Pretty Caramel Joseph. That's that's the full name. I think it might be a little bit of abbreviation or username. But
Okay.
she is requesting a love reading, please, Marin. She's single, not dating at the moment, but ready for a husband. Hear that? And do you see anyone coming into her life soon? So we're rooting for you already.
Yeah, boy, this year has been the year of just boundaries for you and getting really, really clear, because I'm shown one gentleman that looks like you really had high hopes and just a lot of compromise, and you overlooking things, and finally just feeling like even now you still don't know if you really, really want to let that go. But they're showing me that this year for you has been about creating those boundaries, really getting clear on the respect that's necessary, and feeling like, I'm okay being single, or I'd almost rather be independent than just keep getting into these situations that aren't good for my mental health and really cause more havoc in the long run. So when I look at August, late September, excuse me, late August, early September of next year, that's when I see the relationship that's going to be the one that lasts. And they're showing me, I believe he's from like Florida region or South Carolina, Georgia, like he's somewhere in that area is where he's originally from. And I see you guys going back there and traveling extensively. So keep your eyes peeled for late August and continue with those really firm boundaries that you've learned this year.
All right. And thank you for joining us. And hopefully that did resonate with you, that answer. Right before we get to our next question from Marizel, I've noticed that there's a little bit of an interruption that's wanting to come in. So let's see what that's about.
Introducing the one and only relationship guru, Mystic Biscuits, who can sniff out your future life partner.
Rejected. We reject 98% of the psychics who apply. Talk with the real deal at California Psychics.
Well, it was just another interruption from Mystic Biscuits. While he seems like a little bit of a cute character, something tells me Mystic Biscuits isn't exactly the best choice when you're looking for real insight. So while there could be a few bad actors in the world of psychics, we here at California Psychics like to pride ourselves at providing you with only the real deal and the most top-rated psychics for readings, like Psychic Marin here. If you're still not convinced why California Psychics can be one of your trusted sources of insight, make sure to stick around, because we still have another 25-ish minutes of our free live preview of our service. And it'll show you exactly what it's like to get a reading here with California Psychics, except for the part where on our website and app, you are having a one-on-one experience away from the live stream and away from our audience. But Marin, since you've been providing some fantastic answers today to some of our audience questions, can you share with us the very next time you're going to be online and ready for that one-on-one reading experience on CaliforniaPsychics.com and your regular schedule throughout the week?
Absolutely. I am going to be on in about an hour, just a little break after this live. Then you'll find me until about midnight this evening. And then the remainder of the week, I'm working every day but Tuesday. And I break my hours into afternoon and then a little bit in the evening as well. And I book appointments. So you're welcome to do appointment if you want to call at the top of the hour.
All right. Yes. So if you want to click the link in the description, that will pull up Psychic Marin's profile on CaliforniaPsychics.com, as well as you can always call our customer service line and say, hey, I am trying to book an appointment with Psychic Marin, and they will get you booked at an appointment slot that works for both you and Marin. So if you are looking for insight in that one-on-one experience, go ahead and book today with California Psychics. So we can go ahead and hop into questions. And I did promise Marisol would be our next question since I saw her last when we were picking. She is asking a love-related question. Do you see her and her gym crush, Aaron, becoming romantically involved?
Gosh, you're there's a lot of energy here. And so what I want to say is I see the two of you becoming intimately involved, but that's at the very tail end of this year. And then I see it being kind of this wild friends with benefits situation. An ex of his comes back, and then I see this actually starting and becoming more of a relationship all the way up to October of this next year. So you've got a wild roller coaster with this person, and I feel like there's going to be a little bit of some jealous emotions that surface, even with him. So I just feel like this is somebody that neither one of you really value the relationship for what it is and the potential. It just feels like it's really spicy and fun. But then you're going to start to realize, wow, there's so much more to this, to where you end up in a real relationship in October. And there's some other people in the background that are going to come and go.
All right. Well, Marisol, hopefully that did resonate with you, that answer. And we are wishing you the best of luck in your romantic life. Our next question comes from Narina, who is asking, what comes up for Justin's current feelings about Narina, a romantic interest between the two of them?
Okay. I'm curious if this happens to be a work-related circumstance, or are you in the same field? Because everything instantly went to my head where everything is very logical, overthinker, like he is thinking, and it's almost causing like a restraint, or I'm afraid to pursue this, or is it appropriate to pursue this? So there's a lot of self-doubt and limitations, and just so much more in their head than in their heart, or allowing the emotions to really surface. So this one's a rough one. I feel like it takes a lot of coaxing and a lot of patience and understanding. It's not a situation where I would say this is just absolutely guaranteed to turn into a relationship because he's going to act on it. I see it more as this has a lot of potential. There's a lot of feelings and chemistry, but because he's overthinking it, it's so limited for that reason. So you're going to have to be more of the pursuer and the initiator. I'd give it like a C, like a C plus, maybe, if I were to score it on the real potential of this becoming a relationship, unless you want to do a lot more work.
Yes, she does agree that it's a very complex and long story for their romance. So she agreed.
Yeah.
Thank you, Norina, for joining us as well. And thank you for your question. Our next one, and also we will be transitioning soon over to our tarot poll section, but not quite yet. We still have a few more questions to get through. But our next one comes from Esteban. Esteban, oh no, excuse me. Their name is Lucia. Is there any good news for Lucia before 2024 ends?
Give me 1 second, because there's two things happening. One, I just kept getting travel south, but then they just all of a sudden shot me back up north, and we're talking about a house. So is there house hunting in your plan? Are you trying to do something with relocation, moving, house, investment? I'm trying to understand what that means. But what's interesting is that it's a group. And so I don't know if you're trying to do like a communal family living, or doing something where there's like a rental income. Maybe you could chime in or give a little bit of validation if that is possible, but I just keep getting a situation where it looks like a large group of family members and people are trying to move, and they're showing me north of where you are. That's after a trip south. Then you're all trying to move north. I'm trying to put all that together for you, but that's happening in December and then into early January. I'm seeing the planning of that.
All right. Just kind of glancing to see if anything comes up. Not seeing anything yet, but
Okay.
hopefully, Lucia, this did resonate with you, and thank you for stopping by today. Our next question will be from Terry. They are asking if you see anything in their life happening well or going good. It says, do you see anything in my life that is good? And I kind of want to add on to that, if you want to specify in career, love, finances, Marin, is there something that will be growing in a beneficial way for Terry in the next few months?
Yeah, with Terry, for me, it was instantly like this healing of the heart and a long, long path to healing the heart. And it feels like layers of self, like confidence that's emerging and validation, and just finally feeling like you've turned that corner and that you are excited to finally get out of bed and feel this sense of, I'm looking forward to next year because this year's behind us. And man, it's been a rough couple weeks. It's been a rough year. And I just see this sluggish energy of, gosh, what do I have to look forward to? But next year is going to be that sense of perseverance. So it feels like it's a heavy heart right now, but I don't see anything that's carrying that energy into next year. So I think you're going to do really good to say, nope, these are my goals. This is what I'm focused on. But I don't see anything that they're showing me in terms of like money and romance and these key areas that are pretty common that we look at for customers. I'm just shown that it's more of a general overall feeling and your well-being in the sense of, like what's going to inspire me now? And I see that excitement at the beginning of next year.
All right. So thank you, Terry, for joining us as well today. And hopefully that did resonate with you, that message from Marin. The next question comes from Fran, who was asking, what is coming for Fran in terms of love? If there's any timelines or a new interest, old or new, coming into their life.
So this is going to be something that fumbles you, or I don't even know if I might even get a hard no from you with this, but I just started to get like, is there partner dancing? Are you doing salsa dancing or ballroom dancing or swing dancing or something where you're actually taking like a formal couples class and dancing? It makes me wonder if there's a background with that, with one of you, or is somebody dragging somebody to like formal dance classes, or is there like a wedding you're going to, or something where it needs to be choreographed or trained or something that's on a professional level? But that's what they're showing me. So I timeline wise, I start to see this right at the very end of December and then into January coming up. So I feel like you're going to be drugged to something, or you might not like this, but I don't know why they're giving me like swing dancing, salsa partner dancing. I hope you'll be a good sport.
Yes. Hopefully that did resonate with you, Fran. Maybe it's something that is coming up without you expecting it, but hopefully you do enjoy it in the end. A nice dance, at least.
It's goofy fun. It's like, this is like a wild date night idea. Let's do this. And she's like, I don't see that it's something that you think is going to be fun, but it really ends up kind of bonding you in this fun for the two of you. So I hope that you can remember this reading, and when that opportunity comes up, because it's like within the next month, that you'll be a willing participant.
All right. Our next question comes from Andrea, who is asking, is there somebody new coming towards her in terms of love? How can she be manifesting a healthy romantic relationship with a soulmate? How can she get that relationship, and what steps can she take?
For some reason, and this sounds more generic, but I keep getting the communication. And so I'm wondering if that's been an aspect of your past that's been a red flag or a problem or something that you're really trying to work on yourself with better communication within a relationship. Because I'm seeing some books, I'm seeing a little bit more of an emphasis on like communication, but I see that it's less about like you and a lot of growth and therapy, and instead I'm seeing more of the partner that you're choosing and really trying to find a better suited partner is what I feel like that's happening at the beginning of the year. So problems with communication that I'm seeing in previous relationships, and realizing that that's got to improve. Or we talk a lot about throat chakra stuff and people that tend to be really blocked in this area or have difficulty expressing themselves. And I don't see you as somebody that's really like diving into chakra work on more of an energetic level, but I see that there's a consciousness, at least, that you're aware of. I'm not speaking, or I'm afraid to say what's on my mind. I'm not speaking my mind. And so there's a sense of courage and a little bit more willingness to be vulnerable and putting words out there. And I'm gonna put it out there, and you take it or leave it. Like you're adopting more of a bolder personality, and that's gonna suit you well for this newer relationship.
All right. Now we are going to be switching over to our card pull section of the live stream, where during these last few minutes of this free live preview of California Psychics, we like to switch to, yes, card pulls in the form of love, career, finances, general. So if you want to put those questions in the chat, we will be starting to answer those, just to get through questions a little bit quicker and provide an extra opportunity for you to get your question answered today. Also, something new we want to try during this live stream is at the end, if you still have not gotten your question answered, make sure you stick around, because Marin is going to be providing a quick collective reading to kind of give you the energy that you need to hear this week. So just an extra reason to stick around and get that extra collective reading. But Marin, since you've been providing some amazing answers today, can you go ahead and shout out the very next time you're going to be online on CaliforniaPsychics.com for that one-on-one reading experience, and your regular schedule throughout the week?
Yes, I will be on in about 1 hour, and I will be on till midnight tonight. So I've got a lot of hours this evening. Pretty much every day this week, other than Tuesday, I will be working, and I usually break my hours up afternoon and evenings, and book appointments as well.
Amazing. Yes, you can do all of that whenever you click the link in the description, and that will pull up Psychic Marin's profile on CaliforniaPsychics.com. You can also do this through the California Psychics app or calling our customer care line. But if you want a quick and easy way to get started with that one-on-one reading with Marin, you can click the link in the description. But we have time to start our card pulls, and I did see one with a career pull from Marlon, so that will get us started with today. Marlon is requesting a career card, Marin.
Okay, he sure does. Man, I wish I had better news. This is the 5 of Cups, and that 5 of Cups is showing a sense of like hopelessness and despair. But the magic about this 5 of Cups is that if you just turn around and look behind you, you'll see that there are 2 cups that are still upright and full. This card is all about perspective. And so if you are focused on the sorry guys, if you're focused on these cards that are spilling out and all of your hope is just dumped everywhere, turn around. That shift in perspective is going to help you heal. So 5 of Cups, I always give the title of the cards. California Psychics has an amazing blog online. So if you look this up, you can learn even a little bit more about it. 5 of Cups.
All right. Thank you, Marlon, for joining us today. Next card pull will be for Michelle. Now, I do recognize Michelle from our Tarot Thursdays, so thank you for joining us. And again, those Tarot Thursdays with Psychic Marin here are hosted on our Instagram live profiles with the California Psychics handle. So go ahead and follow us on Instagram to tune in for those. But Michelle is asking for a love card, please, and thank you.
Okay, Michelle, we've got the Ace of Swords, and this is a thumbs up. If we just were to move that little thumb up, that is a thumbs up. So that means go for it. But the swords are the suit of intellect. It's a suit associated with the element of air. If you think of taking that sword and slicing through the air, it's a swift card. There's a lot of mental thought. And so in the context of love, this packaged together could be like a yes, go for it. Because it's an ace, sometimes that indicates a new beginning or a new opportunity or the start of a cycle. But this time you want to interject thought to your situation rather than all this emotion and passion and love and intimacy. This is more of a message of think your way into or through the relationship for it to be a success.
All right. Thank you, Michelle, for joining us today. Next one is from Vidal. Vidal is asking a career-related question in regards to her IT learning career. She wants to know if she should be transferring to a different kind of department because her current school of learning has some mismanagement. So career advice, the career card.
I'm not seeing you going. And okay, yep, here we go. So this is the Two of Wands. It was pulled in a reverse position, so that is a no. This card represents you perfectly right now. You are in between these two pillars, or you could say two choices, or you've got a decision to make. So you're gazing into this crystal ball and you're trying to decide what's best, what you should do. The card was drawn in a reverse position. Typically, without reading too much into this, in an upright position, it's considered a yes. In a reverse position, it's considered a no. So we've got layers in this message with this card. You're trying to make up your mind. You're trying to come up with a decision, but I'm not seeing a lot of change for you. So this thought process and you contemplating, what do I do? I don't see that leading to action and change. I think that you are going to stay where you are and you're going to finish this off. And then the focus is going to be more when I'm looking at late April into May. That's the key point for you when you really need to be looking at career and job transitions and where do you want to go, where's there going to be the greatest income. And so they're showing me that there's a job change for you in late April. So I hope that answers everything. That's a lot of information, but for now I don't see that you are leaving or changing courses, departments, anything like that.
All right. Well, hopefully that did resonate with you, Vidal, and thank you for joining us as well. Now, just a reminder, here in a few minutes, we will also be doing that collective reading, so make sure to stick around if you do not get your question answered. But our next one is Angel requesting a love card.
Angel, let's get you a love card. Oh, well, you got two. And this sometimes may happen if you go to draw that card and you get two. That doesn't mean that you throw one away or randomly choose the one that you like better. That means that Spirit's got a message for you. And in your case, there's two. So this is the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles is this individual that is doing the same thing over and over and over again, hoping or expecting that there's going to be change. Not very likely. And then what is pairing with this is the Knight of Wands, which is all about passion and fire. And so are you approaching a love interest or a new relationship, kind of taking the same approach over and over and over again, likely to get the same thing over and over and over again, which is a very strong emphasis on sex and intimacy and passion and all of those aspects rather than something that's really, really solid or marriage material. So you're doing the same thing over and over again. Do you want to maybe change it up a little bit? Are you looking for something other than just that passion or a fling? Time to change it if you are.
All right. And hopefully that message did resonate with you, Angel. I know that wasn't exactly your question, but we are in our card pull section of the live stream, so we did want to answer it just in the form of a love card pull. But thank you for stopping by today as well. Next card pull will be from Alicia. Alicia is requesting a general card, please.
Okay, general card. Oh, this is one of my favorite cards. This is the Star card, and the Star card is this beautiful figure out underneath their guiding light, led by Spirit. They are the farthest thing from being materialistic. They don't even need clothes to define them because their sense of self is just so solid and secure. So this card, when this comes up, this is always like a little message of you are right on track in your life. You are being divinely led. You've got one foot on land, one foot on water, indicating that perfect balance. So this is just a little good validating card that's letting you know you are being led by spirit and just doing everything correct in life. You should feel good. This is the card of the star.
All right. Right before we get to Christina's card pull, Marin, can you go ahead and shout out the very next time you're going to be online and ready for that one-on-one reading experience for any of those who want that guaranteed question answered? And also, what is your regular schedule throughout the week for those who maybe want to connect at a later time?
Well, I will be on in about an hour for your questions. And on a typical schedule, I work afternoons and again in the evenings. And I work about 25, 30 hours a week. So you can always book an appointment if you don't want to wait in the queues. I do take appointments, and you can call customer service to get one of those scheduled.
And again, remember to stick around because we'll be starting our collective reading here in a few minutes, just to make sure that everybody gets a message that they can take home today. If you did not get your question answered, we want to thank you all for joining us, and we want to give you something to take away. So Christina's question, though, is can she have a general card? What is 2025 going to be like for her?
Okay, 2025. Oh, well, this is the Seven of Pentacles. This card I wouldn't categorize as like a good card or a bad card. It's kind of more mundane in the sense that it's more of a year for pause and reflection. So I would describe 2025 as the year of you tending your garden, and now you're just going to kind of pause after a lot of work. You know, that exhaustion feeling. You can imagine you've been in the garden working all day or working all summer. And now you're going to pause and just look at it and appreciate all the fruits of your labor, or fine tune or weed out, so to speak, what doesn't serve you. So I think 2025 for you is going to be a year where you can kind of sit back and relax and start to watch and see what this year has to bring, rather than it being a year of a lot of action and go, go, go. It's more of a, I just need to take it all in before I make any changes. I'm going to contemplate. So this is, again, the Seven of Pentacles.
Right.
Often, I wanted to say one more thing too, because there's a fight. I keep getting a question about finances, but this is something that is typically associated with finances because of this suit of Pentacles. Pentacles are related to money. Sometimes we know these as coins. So this could be very much in a financial sense as well for you. Like, is it a year to make a lot of wild changes when it comes to money, or just sitting back and kind of counting your coins or making some plans?
Right. And our next card pull will be for Angelica, who is requesting a love card.
Okay, Angelica, hold on one second. We're going to get you a 10 of Pentacles. Not like a loud and proud love card, but the beauty of this card is that this is legacy. This is generation. This means like lineage and history and family, royalty. The 10 of Pentacles often does indicate money, as we were just talking about Pentacles, but it means that there's family money, where there's inheritance or money and security that can be passed down. So if it's not really fitting what you're asking about in context of love, this means more in the context of marriage and family and financial stability, or that legacy of family and inheritance that's passed down. So it does definitely have an element of security for you, but not so much in that lovey passion. It could mean that there's family, and definitely, like, if there are concerns about separation in a relationship, this would be the opposite. This would be showing like, nope, there's a family unit. You guys are gonna persevere, or this is going to be a marriage. That's the essence behind this 10 of Pentacles, is real strength of family unity, and often with a little bit of finances.
All right. Now, Marin, I'm going to defer to you real quick if you want to pull a single card or a mini spread for everybody, but we are going to do a very quick collective reading to make sure that everybody walks away with at least one message from today's free live preview of California Psychics. Marin, if you want to take us away for a couple of minutes.
I was thinking what I was going to do was a like a past, present, future, just in the context of a few months or maybe just a month. So I wanted to start off with past. We've got, oh, not a very great start, you guys. We've got the past, which is the Three of Swords, but fortunately this is the past. And if we've looked at our life and what's gone on in this year, we are finally starting to feel the ease. We know that there's been a very volatile year for a lot of us. And so feeling this ease of those swords starting to remove and fall away. So this again is the past, the Three of Swords, meaning that that heartache's there, but it's easing. So that past heartache is going away, and present where we are right now. Hold on, guys. I need to I need to flip that over. Present is we're stuck. Present is we are in this holding pattern. This is the Four of Pentacles, and we're all just kind of frozen energy. We know that it's almost holiday time. Some of us might be literally saving our money for holidays. Again, those pentacles often show us holding on to money, but there's this rigidness. So if you're feeling kind of stuck right now, if you're feeling like you're in this Four of Pentacles energy, maybe that is the collective energy for all of us, and not necessarily a bad thing if we're going to just observe and stay a little frozen and save that money. And then last, when we're looking at what's ahead, oh gosh, well, this is pretty good card. This is heading into December, January timeframe. This is family, and we all know that this is holiday time. This card is the card of ceremony, often seen as marriage, as celebration. So that fits. That pretty much matches what we're all going to be doing in December with holidays and family unity. My final card, and I wanted to do one more card for how we're going to feel with 2025 right around the corner. And it's a sense of independence. It's a sense of victory. This is the Six of Wands, and we are seated upon this horse, and it's the card of recognition. We're finally getting recognized. We're finally getting validated for our efforts and our hard work. So if I'm not going to be able to get that Three of Swords card. I put it back into my pile, but we see that Three of Swords with that pain and suffering starting to ease. And heading into 2025, this victorious energy is what we're going to be carrying. But it's kind of more in a self-centered, more independent, wow, I'm finally starting to feel like I'm recognized. I'm finally getting ahead. So it should be a good year for us.
Amazing. That was an amazing collective reading, Marin, to get us started. And I want to thank everybody for joining us for today's free live preview of California Psychics. Now, real quick, Marin, can you shout out the very next time you're going to be online and your regular schedule throughout the week?
Of course, Carson, and thank you everybody for joining. I'm going to be on in about an hour, and I will be on until about midnight tonight. It's a long shift, but come and join me. I love working hours and hours. I get into that zone. And then throughout the remainder of the week, I will be working every day but Tuesday. Remember, November 15th is my birthday if you want to come get a reading with me and join me on the 15th. But I typically work in the afternoons and evenings in about 25-30 hours a week.
All right. We want to thank you, everybody, for joining us here at our free live preview of California Psychics. Remember, you can always click the link in the description to pull up our website on CaliforniaPsychics.com, as well as pull up Psychic Marin's profile to book right with her. We will return next week with another free live preview of California Psychics. So make sure to stick around and follow us to stay up to date on all of our live streams and our posts. And we want to thank you, everybody, for joining us, and lots of happy birthday messages in the chat for you too, Marin. So we wish you a happy birthday this week, and thank you, everybody, for joining us. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.